Hi guys, and welcome to another video from Stupid as the Norm, the channel where we demonstrate how to become a millionaire in 10 years whilst earning only minimum wage. And in this video, I want to talk about hard work. Now, if you've been watching these videos for a while, you'll know that the 3 reasons I give for people not becoming wealthy, even if they know how to become wealthy, are hard work, sacrifice, and time. Most people don't want to put the hard work in. And when I say that, lots of people say, wait a minute, I actually do work very hard. I mean, well, do you? Really? So what I thought I'd do is I'd put hard work into some context here by describing what my week looks like. Now, typically I work 10 hours a day, Monday to Friday as a taxi driver. Most people work 8 hours, so I'm already a little ahead of the game here. After I finish work, I come home and I often have a one-to-one with members of my subscription site, the 10% Club. For more details on the 10% Club, check the description below. Also with the 10% Club, we are twice a month. I will either have a Q&A or combine it with a guest interview. A guest will be somebody like an expert, a professional, somebody who's become wealthy already, and we discuss and pick their brains to find out exactly how they did it. This week I'm working with the other contributors to the 10% Club, and we're putting together a newsletter for the new year on the subject of goal and resolution setting. So that has to be prepared, designed and discussed already for publication in January. So that's going to fill most of this week after hours work. I don't exactly have the weekends to myself because it's Sunday afternoon now and I'm shooting this video. I haven't written it yesterday. So there's always stuff going on in the meantime, and also during the weekends I'm researching other videos, trying to find out more about the different ways people become wealthy and more philosophy about the subject so we can all help ourselves move forward towards our individual goals. Now, whilst all this normal work is going on, I'm also buying a portfolio of properties in double figures. It was going to be 19, it's now down to 10 because we've taken out the 9 properties that required a big refurb doing to them. I'll give an update on that probably in the new year. But you can imagine if you've ever bought a house before, I'm buying 10 here, so it's 10 times the trouble, and I'm sweating on things like the solicitors preparing contracts, that's the opposition solicitors and not my solicitors, valuations, finance and all that stuff. So, you know, one is stressful. This is one of the most stressful things you'll have to buy and sell a property when I'm doing 10 all at the same time. So you can imagine what that's like. Now, for the first time in my journey, I'm managing these properties myself, and that's because they're close to me. There's 10 of them. I'm hoping they won't take much management, but it's something I've never done before, and I don't have either the knowledge or the experience. So I'm doing some online training with the NRLA, the National Residential Landlords Association, just to make sure I'm up to speed with what my legal responsibilities are. So that takes time as well. Setting all that aside, I'm at a funny age, and I realized, as a confession coming here, I was getting man boobs and I wasn't happy. And I was chatting to my mates who are about the same age, and they said, oh yes, it's perfectly acceptable. Yes, that's what happens when you get to this age. It's perfectly normal. And I thought, screw that. I'm not walking around with tits. So I went to a mate of mine who is a competitor for Mr. Olympia, big muscle building guy. And I says, look, mate, I says, I'm not happy with what's going on here. Whether it's acceptable to most people, I don't care. You know, I'm not the normal sort of guy. And I said, I want to do something about it. So what I want, typically set myself a large goal because it motivates me, is I want to take this 63-year-old body and turn it into a 25-year-old body. Is it possible to do that? And without pausing for breath, he said, yes, certainly. He says, if you follow my dietary regime and if you follow the exercises I do, or I give you rather, then you will have that body of a 25-year-old and I'll lose my man boobs, which is the objective. So now I'm 4.5 months into it. Now, if you imagine I'm working from 7 o'clock in the morning as a cab driver to 5 o'clock, and then from 5 o'clock till 8 o'clock doing all this extracurricular stuff, and then I go to bed at 8 o'clock, so there's not much space. The only space left is at the beginning. So for the last 4.5 months, I've been getting up at 4:30 in the morning to make sure that I'm in the gym for 5 o'clock. So my day effectively starts from 5 o'clock in the morning, working pretty much through till 8 o'clock, and then going to sleep. Now, for those of you out there who will say, well, there's no work-life balance there. There's no such thing as work-life balance. If you set yourself a remarkable goal, you have to do something remarkable. You have to take remarkable actions. So there has to be an imbalance towards your goal. And for those who say, well, that work program is going to kill you. Well, I've never been happier and I've never been fitter. The body's a great adapter. It will just do what you ask of it, providing it gets enough rest and providing it's given enough sustenance, it will do whatever you ask of it. So consider this. If you only work 8 hours a day, let's say I encourage you to work an extra 4 hours a day, Monday to Friday. If you did that, you'll get a 50% increase in salary. You'd still get 8 hours sleep every night and every weekend off. What's hard about that? Now, I'm not saying that I'm the hardest working guy in the world. In fact, the largest part of my day, the sort of 10 hours in the middle where I'm cabbing, I just describe as sitting on my backside and talking to people. So it's not hard work. I know I'm not down like working on a coal face, but from pretty much 5 o'clock in the morning till 8 o'clock at night, I'm busy. And I'm 63-year-old. And as I said, I'm nobody remarkable, so I'm just a normal guy. If I can do it, then you can do it too. So let's stop hearing the excuses and tell me what your week's like. Don't be stupid and don't be normal, guys.